Yeah, you sound like me.
I go, who the heck? I don't know. All right, play this. All right, I play it. You want to know something? What do I do when I get off the ship? About 4 months later, I go and buy Hootie and the Blowfish. I go and buy Hootie and the Blowfish. And it's funny. It's a soundtrack. We only got 8 minutes left, and this is like the wrong time to get into this. But music is the soundtrack of your life. I know that's deep. You know how deep that is. And, it is maybe not for everybody. Maybe not for Elwood, because Elwood couldn't even come up with a favorite song. But
yeah, good job, dude. Nice.
It might not be for everybody, but music is the soundtrack of your life. And the reason why I say that, man, this is way too deep with only 6 minutes to go, or with 7, or however long we got. Because you can play certain songs, and those songs will take you back mentally to where you were when you first listened to that song. Because we tend to be, as human beings, very repetitive.
Sure.
So we listen to something and we like it over and over again, and then we might not listen to it as much. But when we listen to it over and over again, it implants itself in our memory. And we remember.
That's what music does, and that's what it did to me, and that's why I did what I did. Well, we're not going to get into that right now.
But it implants yourself into your memory, and so you go back and you play a song, so like I get out and so I don't know who Hootie and the Blowfish are. I've never heard them before in my life, and now I'm asked to play a song, and I, I'm not going to do it because it's like I play the best of the 70s and 80s, so I'm like, never.
This is what you know, and you don't know this music, so
but it's funny because then then you get out, and then I get out off the ship, and I go and I play this song, or go and buy it. I go and buy the record. It's here, a little Hootie and the Blowfish for you.
Yeah.
And Hootie and the Blowfish. There's something you want to talk about music trivia. Hootie and the Blowfish have the most, they've sold the most albums, Cracked Rear View, out of any debut band. It used to be Boston. Boston.
Boston was the biggest seller. That's what I was just going to say.
Right. And they took over that from Boston, Hootie and the Blowfish. So, get off the ship in the 90s and you start playing this song, and I was in San Diego for 8 months after I got off the ship. And I bought the CD, and I thought it was cool. All right, man, I should have been playing this stuff on the ship. That's what I thought. Should have been playing this stuff on the ship. And
yeah, you would have been more famous than you were.
I would have been more famous, exactly. But
people would have loved you, Kuda, but they still hated my guts. So
well, nonetheless. So then when you take this music, and I go, okay, this brings me right back to San Diego in 1996, 95, no, 96, 95 to 96, because 95 to 96, because I was in San Diego. I lived in San Diego for 3 years, but I got off the ship in late 95 all the way through 96. It brings you right back to that point. And you go, man, I remember exactly everything I was doing. I mean, like where I lived, how I was listening to this, who I was dating at the time, everything. Right there, boom. Brings you right back to that. And it's just weird. And it's not just this song. You can do it with any song. You go back to the 80s, and it's the same thing. Like I could pull up an 80s song, and I'll remember exactly what I was doing at that time. And it's amazing how music can make an implant on your memory.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the good, and bring the good and the bad.
Yeah, music definitely is. I survived whatever you call the Navy time. Listening to music most of the time. Of course, every time I did a show, I recorded my show. That's why I have so many tape cassettes. That's hence the picture of the CBK Radioland. But that's my whole thing, man. I just go back in my rack or when I was working with the captain, I'd just throw it in his tape player and jam it all night.
When you were working with the captain?
Yeah. Working with the CO, man, the CO of an aircraft carrier.
You were his personal chef?
I was, yes.
How'd you land that gig? I'm talking about cake duty.
I think one guy was leaving. One of the older guys, cooks, were leaving, and I just happened to be in. And they said, "You go to the captain's office now." I'm like, a little scared kid going into the captain's office for who knows what reason. He's like, "Yeah, you can stay."
You were very popular. You were very popular on that Abe Lincoln, weren't you?
What do you mean? The ship, the Cruise FM, you mean?
Well, on Cruise FM and on the Mighty Abe.
Yeah, I was very, the captain knew me, and he even said my name several times, and a lot of people knew who I was, you know, it was pretty cool. And the last day of the ship that I was on, he announced over the 1MC, which everybody and their brother can hear that, even if they're sleeping in their berthing areas.
Their rack.
Not giving birth, but, you know, well, they probably were giving birth. Anyway, so he said, hey, by the way, we're pulling in, and this will be Cannonball Kelly's last show, so you may want to tune in. And then we had cake and ice cream for everybody. Please, come join us for cake and ice cream.
The lady has returned. That means our broadcast is ended.
Hey, let's bring her. You can come have some cake and ice cream, too. Why not, young lady? Come on in.
All right, so let's wrap this thing up, man. We've been rapping and just talking for 2 hours. Wow, it's late here. It's like midnight. It's almost going to be Friday morning. We got a snowstorm coming here to Chicago. You know, talk about going back to the day, man. I wish I was back in San Diego now.
Oh yeah, I believe.
I hear it's foggy out there. 60 seconds. We got a minute. Minute left.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. Elwood, where Elwood's at, man. It's 1 in the morning, man. So
Elwood, go to bed, dude. It's bad for you, man.
I don't know if Elwood has a job. I think Elwood is just. I think Elwood just likes listening to us, which is cool, man. I can't pay you, dude, but you know, listen as much as you want. I love
hope you liked it. I don't know if you liked it or not, but thanks for listening.
So, anyways, any last closing part? Any closing shots or anything that you want to say here before we get out of here?
I don't. Hey, it's been fun. It's getting better. I can say that maybe. Yeah.
What's getting better?
You and I, we're getting much better.
Oh, I was already good, so
Oh yeah, you were the better. You're the best, and you always have been. And I've typed you many emails. Tim, you are the best.
10 seconds, but we'll still be on Newcaster for a couple minutes, and we'll still record. Give me your Elvis song you want me to go out with. You want to go same one we came in with? Why not? That's one of my favorite Elwood songs or Elvis songs. Elwood.
Yeah.
No, not "Love Me Tender."
Oh,
that's
happy birthday, Big E, man, for me.
Happy Big. No, we want this one, right?
There you go. That's a good one.
All right, we're out. We're later. We're out.
Have a great day.
I ain't asking much of you. No, baby. I ain't asking much of you. Just a big hunk of love. How we gonna do?
Hunk love.
Don't be a stingy little mama. You're about to stop me half to death. Now you can spare a kiss or two and still